very mobile goaltender, put it on the Bantam stick, but he brought himself offside.
Only a lot of daylight between the puck and the blue line. I don't understand why he's putting up so much of an argument. He brought the puck over. Yes, you did.
Well, Coffee Grounds grinder of the game. What do you have going here?
Boy, you know something, Matt Cook. How about that? I'm going to call Cook simply because of his good hustle in the first and second periods, and then dropping the gloves here in the third. He gets the misconduct, Joel, but what do you say? Let's give him a dessert, a big sandwich, too?
Monster sandwich.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, Matt Cook gets that.
Okay.
We're going to have that boy hepped up on caffeine before you know it.
Really, that's, between him and Corville.
All right, bouncing puck off the face-off of the crunch end, and that goes off Ferguson's beak. We'll have the face-off now to Hirsch's right side. We see the mascot Hooch, is it? Hooch or Scooch?
Scooch, I believe, yes.
Okay.
Hooch.
All right, Pedersen comes to take the face-off. Ritsenko up ahead, Morozov onside, fires, a blocker save by Baron. Morozov down the right wing with that quick snapshot.
Yeah, Baron gave up a bad rebound, but nobody there for Syracuse to knock it home.
The Americans won't dump all the way down, and Watton is there to touch up behind his own net. Hey, we're not going to take anything away, Keith, from Morozov offensively.
Oh, no.
Very skilled player. Problem is at the other end.
Well, that's it, and that's one of the reasons why a guy with a plus-minus differential of -40 is still out on the ice. I mean, the guy can score goals. I mean, it's not taking anything away from him there. He's got 17 this season, 40 points, 10 power play goals. It's just what he does in the defensive zone, or what he doesn't do in the defensive zone, that infuriates Jack McElhargy.
You know, vehicle breakdowns can make you miserable fast. Joe, I know you know that. Keep your car, truck, or van in top shape. Take it to Butch's Automotive and Transmission, celebrating 25 years of service. Butch's in Liverpool.
Give me your worst breakdown story.
Had my hood fly up on my Pinto and shatter my windshield after I had already driven it off the road before. So I limped into town and got a standing ovation in Hobart when I drove down. The windshield was all cracked. The hood was tied down. The car was completely dented.
It's pretty shiny. I saw it outside today.
I'm now driving a different car than the old Pinto. Those were the days.
All right, face off back in the Rochester end. Tuzlikov clears. Pittis has Rasmussen cutting. Takes the shot instead. Blocked by Merson. Put back in front. And a stop by Hirsch on Rasmussen. And he holds on. Reason near boards, looking to find a man in front. That's off the stick. Savoy up ahead now to Corville at center. And he bounces in right on goal to Menard, and he covers up with a glove hand. Mike Menard could be smoking a Cuban stogie in one hand and having a scotch and soda in the other.
You know, a lot of teams with a 3-0 lead with 10 minutes to go in the third would start to go into a shell and play a defensive game, but it doesn't look like Hamilton's going to do that. And they probably could at this stage. But they're still coming down here on these odd man breaks.
Bill Chadwick, the big whistle. Use a new color with the New York Rangers and a 1-1 tie like this. You would say, Jimmy, the next goal is going to be a big one.
I think that's fairly obvious. Syracuse skating with the Americans tonight. Hey, enjoy a 24-ounce steak for just $11.99 at Delmonico's Italian Steakhouse. Open Friday and Saturday nights until 11:30.
Let's take a timeout. 8:10 left to go in the third. 1-1 tie. Crunch and Amerks on Sports Radio 620 WAGN.
Our success against the Crunch has been, I think, largely in part due to the power play and our penalty killing as well.
That is Mike Grillbutt, and Keith, words well spoken, because the power play has certainly been a factor in their 4-1 lead.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily agree with him in terms of, you try not to approach the Syracuse game any differently. Rochester-Syracuse has always meant something, and these teams seem to go after each other a little bit differently, although I don't think Rochester's going to have to change their philosophy one bit heading into the playoffs. I don't know what you change. What part of this game do you change? Strong goaltending, great scoring, excellent on the power play and on the penalty kill.
Hey, if it ain't broken, don't fix it.
No way. And this is a team that's looking very strong heading into the Calder Cup playoffs.
Head coach Roy Sommer will be chatting with him of the Kentucky Thoroughblades in his rookie campaign with them. Assistant coach Nick Patiu. They were both head coaches in the East Coast Hockey League. Patiu in Nashville, Sommer in Richmond, and after one game where they played each other, got into a fist fight under the stands.
Nick Patiu.
In fact, they both got arrested for that.
Imagine that.
Face off here, left side of Gauthier. Bayou wins that from Gordon. The Crunch up 4-3, 6:44 and counting left in the second. Here's a lead to Roberts onside, shoots, glove save, LeMay, and he falls the puck right near the goal line, and he holds on. A semi-breakaway by Roberts. Boy, he came out of nowhere.
And he had a great chance, got it extremely deep between the face-off circles to let one go. LaVey made the glove save, but it looked like it hit the top of his glove and actually trickled down between his legs. And when he sat down, it was just sitting right in front of him.
He has a game-high 5 shots on goal already, not even midway through the second. But getting back to what I was saying, looking at the faces on the Hamilton bench, the players, the coaches, even the trainers, it looks like they're a bunch of down-looking guys, even though they're up 2-1.
It does. Maybe it's grim intensity. Maybe it's knowing that they've got to come in here and really battle for 60 minutes to take one away from Syracuse on their home ice.
Now Reichert picking up a puck at his own line. Their captain looking for Davidson, cutting down the right wing. Bounce away from him. Lecanto keeping it alive near side, and breaking that up is Savoia. Savoia looking for the call. Says, hey, expletive deleted to the referee.
Well, you know something? He was either brought down or it should have been a penalty for trying to fake it. One or the other.
Here's Sopel back in his own end, chasing after the puck. Sopel and Karmaniski on defense. Savoia, Corville, and Bacher. Cincinnati Counters with Reichert, Davidson, and Lecomte. Now the Dutch shoot in from center, make a line change. Back for Karmaniski. They move left to right, crunch down 2-0. Karmaniski down the right wing. Steamrolls a linesman. Gets a hand for that. The puck cleared out by Chouinard. Now Merson regains again at the middle zone. Merson left wing to Corville, steps in. Corville, angle shot, glove held onto by Rand. Jurkovic. His pass to Devereaux, stolen by the Crunchers. Cook to Kolkanov, backhand shot, save. Kolkanov gets it back near corner. Menard stopping Kolkanov far side. Kolkanov plays it right wing to Bacher. Cross ice pass to the line, broken up by Matsos, and it rolls to Corey Hirsch. And he will gather it in instead of giving it to Matsos. Wise play there by Hirsch, and I know you had a little tidbit there on Corey Hirsch.
Joel, I don't know if you remember this. You've called almost 400 games now, I guess. And this goes back to the first season the Crunch were here, and they asked me, the off-ice officials asked me if I'd fill in as a goal judge one night. And it was down at the horseshoe end, and Hirsch was in goal for the Binghamton Rangers. And a shot came in and right back out like a rocket. And I turned that red light on, and play continued. The referee looked over at me, and then he blew the whistle and stopped playing. He came over and he said, "What do you have?" I said, "It was in and out." I said, "In an instant." I said, "You didn't see it." And he turned around and he looked at the captains of the two teams and he said, "No goal." And I thought, well, what am I doing here? And Corey Hirsch turned around and he looked at me after the referee left and he said, "It was in. That one was in."
Well, at least he was honest. He didn't tell the referee, though, but at least he was honest.
It was honest, or he was setting me up for the next time.
43 left to go on the Rochester power play in a 1-1 deadlock. Now Holland starts the rush. Jason Holland. He has 2 goals this year against us, 2 of his 4 to Sylvester left wing. His drive is off his stick, left circle, and goes over the glass.
Well, a very efficient power play for Rochester. They've had 4 scoring opportunities against Corey Hirsch. He's had to make 3 saves. One, the nice little pass play that Rochester wasn't able to put on net, but still Hirsch has had to make 3 saves already on this power play. You can see where Rochester's so dangerous on this unit, Joel.
Of all the teams you've seen this year, who is your choice to win the Calder Cup?
Well, I kind of like Rochester with Baran back in net. If he stays here, I like their chances.
I'll tell you, even if he doesn't stay here, they got Tom Draper, the backup, who is number 2 in the American Hockey League in goals against.
And not a bad little deal to be thrown at you. Providence always a tough team, too, although their conference isn't as strong.
Here's a shot off the draw by Melanson, right circle, and a chest stop by Hirsch, and he holds on. The face-off won by Hodder and Dean Melanson. Rifling a shot on goal in his 6th pro season. He was on their 95-96 championship team, Dean Melanson was. Then played a bit for Quebec in the IHL, and now back here again.
Chris Ferraro was way offside, like he'd been injured or something, and was he wasn't hustling at all to trying to get out of the zone, just sort of strolling back there with helmet in hand. I don't know how that happened. It was behind the play.
He's the kind of guy that you hate when he's on the other team, but you love to have on your team, huh?
Especially the way he's playing now. Like I said, when he played with Binghamton and when Peter and he were on the same team, they did a lot of crying about calls and they whined a lot and they played a chippy style. And I think Chris has cleaned up and is playing a better game now than he used to. So I'd love to see him with a team like Syracuse.
Face off outside the crunch line, and Dahl wins from Cook. Shot in by Decato from center. Nabokov up in San Jose, so he'll get a look. Word has it they will not re-sign him after this year. Only trying to change their minds about that. Right here it'll be Gordon and Veilleux facing off, and well, I spoke too soon because Veilleux is chased by the linesman, replaced by Pankowitz. Veilleux has not had a good year this year. Had a tremendous career with Cornwall and then Hershey. His clear-out attempt off the face-off is stolen back by the Crunches. Morozov at center. Now to Gordon, tips him from the blue line. Stopped there by Gauthier, and he covers up with Stoling to his left side. And now Gordon having some words there with Rabi. Matthew Rabi has a height advantage on Gordon by a mile. Well, they kind of just try to spook each other.
I think so. Rob Gordon, not the kind of guy to drop the gloves. We haven't really seen him do it all that often this season.
Well, you're down by 3 goals with 3:53 left to go. They're going to have to be hacking and whacking like maniacs in front of Menard.
It's going to take some sort of a miracle. They need some divine intervention right here on St. Patrick's Day to pull this one out, I think.
Cook will face it off against Potvin.
Need St. Patrick himself down there, perhaps.
Cook just carried in over the Rochester blue line offside as Botker and Corville down the left wing. A little over-anxious, stopping play, and Rob King, Colby Grounds grinder time, trying to think about that. Who do you go with?
Oh, boy, a lot of candidates today. I mean, there's been a lot of good hitting. You have a favorite?
I think Stuart Botker has played a pretty good game.
Yeah. I think Botker could be a good guy. Let's settle on that as things go. A couple scores to pass along. Michigan State beats Kentucky by 7, so Michigan State will take on Duke in the Final Four. Albany and Adirondack still tied at 2 in the third in that game.
Face off here outside the Rochester line. Savoia wins from Potter, and Allen taps in. Allen Kavanaugh defends, talking off Gordon and Savoia. As the Americans being forechecked. Rob Gordon keeps in, fires, right circle, high and wide, hit the glass. And the faceoff again to Mike Menard's left side. We have no score. 44 seconds remain on that crunch power play. So Savoia will face off against Daw. Jeff Daw didn't play against us last 2 meetings. Got a broken jaw. Daw with a bad jaw. Here Savoia wins. At the line is Sopel. Now to Gordon, right circle in front. Savoia shooting. Save Menard. Shot save again. And he covers up. Hacking and whacking. Watton and Corville. And Mike Menard coming up with 2 big saves there for Hamilton.
You know, that's the way to play it. Now, they didn't get a break on that, but you had Corville in front and Watton after the shot from the point. But you had 2 men going to the net.
Ferraro at center, crisscrossing at the crunch line with Massos. Ferraro now to Potvin, cutting, stripped nicely by Sopel, and he lifts a bouncing puck down the other way. Yurkovich and Savoia chase. Savoia beats him to it, but we're going to have a call. We're going to have a call against Syracuse on that play, as referee Dan O'Halloran making the signal, and it'll be obstruction holding the stick in that race of the loose puck. Well, Savoia pointing, saying me, and Dan O'Halloran says, yes, indeed, you. So that race of the puck, Mike, wasn't quite as clean as we thought.
That was unusual. I'm glad you saw him grab the stick. I didn't, and it looked like Savoia was just trying to get around the man, and finally at the last second he did and touched the puck before they got to it, but it doesn't matter because the call goes against Savoia for grabbing that stick. But I see the crunch, Watton, the captain, was talking about it with the referee, wondering why he made that call.
Line 2 obstruction holding called on Savoia. 13:28 the time of that. Hamilton gets their first power play opportunity in this hockey game. Kind of a rarity this late. 6:29 left and counting in the second. 1-0 Bulldogs in the crunch. Have to kill this one off. Hamilton with the best defensive teams in the league. As a matter of fact, they rank second in goals against.